of friends who really like to crack each other up, and sometimes we even do it while we're actually doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is play Dungeons and Dragons. This is our first stream campaign, Finding Purchase. Set in the world of Tal'Dorei Reborn, these crazy characters, and I mean my friends, not just their characters, will be trying to make their way through the heist adventures and the keys from the Golden Vault. Let's meet the cast.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. My name's Justin. I can't do this anymore. I'm Justin. I'm a network engineer, and I'll be playing your cleric. I hope you really enjoy our show and get into all sorts of shenanigans with us.
Hi, everybody. My name's Daniel. My preferred pronouns are he, him. By day, I'm a healthcare data analyst and freelance writer. And I've been playing D&D in some form or another since the classic Red Box days, late 1970s, early 1980s. And when I'm not gaming or working or spending time with my lovely wife Leslie, I'm an actor in the local theater community. I count cooking, animated films, and rooting for South Florida-based sports teams amongst my greatest passions. And I will be playing Garrick Stillbraid in our adventures. And I want to thank you all for coming on this journey with us. I hope you have a great time.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott. Preferred pronouns he, him. I'm a college professor, lighting designer, and production manager. I've been playing RPGs since the early 80s and currently involved in far too many campaigns as both a DM or a player. I'm also an avid board game player. Now, when not nerding out with friends, I love to cook and I also love to go hiking. For this campaign, I'll be your DM, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all our dicey decisions with you.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'll be playing Ashrina this campaign. I've only been playing D&D for a couple of years, but I absolutely love it. I'm super excited for you guys to join us on this, what I'm sure will be a chaotic journey.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm an environmental science teacher on the material plane. I'm so honored to jump into this group with these amazing people, and bringing Sliver to life is going to be a real pleasure and a joy. Thanks for coming with us.
I'm Sean. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Kid the Rogue. I've loved playing games since I was old enough to sneak downstairs to the basement and watch my parents playing Treasures of Tarman on the television, so pretty much my whole life. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to play games and tell stories with my friends and to share that with all of you.
So there you have it. Now grab a beverage of choice, maybe a snack, and enjoy all the dicey decisions that we make as we roll into tonight's episode of Finding Purchase. Hey, everybody. We are Dicey Decisions. Here we are with our 27th episode of Finding Purchase Campaign. We had a little technical snafu. We're sorry about running a little late at the start here, but it's all worked out now, and we are going to get our game rolling. We've got an interesting night ahead for everyone. Lots of questions in the air. When we last left our heroes,
Why did something happen?
yeah. They saved the city of Amman from horrible tremors. A being of historical relevance was being vandalized by members of the Myriad, and they were able to thwart that endeavor and rectify this large statue of a giant that actually resides underneath in a hidden temple underneath the city of Amman.
We rectified some Myriad too.
They cleared out yet another Myriad stronghold, but not without a loss of their own. In the battle against the clay golem, their cleric Tarlin fell. Currently, the group is at the Temple of the Raven Queen, where they have been. They have secured Tarlin's body, and the head of the Claret Order, Alistair de Vitrios, has offered to, in the morning, perform a raise dead ritual and has suggested everyone head out and get a good night's sleep.
Damn, that's what Alistair looks like. He kind of cute.
That is what he looks like.
Put some clothes on.
So,
No. What's wrong with you?
so given that, you have the night to yourselves. What is it you wish to do?
I'm just gonna lay there.
That is what
Damn.
you are going to do, yeah.
Wow.
I think honestly, Garrick is probably not going to say much. He's going to find himself a table, probably. The Bright Vagabond, and just drink. Drink, say an occasional prayer to the matron, talk to himself, kind of keep to himself, not really be outgoing. Not that he normally is, but even for him, he's kind of closed off right now.
You do notice Esquire make sure that anyone who wishes their glass is never empty.
That means Garrick is going to get sloshed. Probably.
Fair enough.
That sounds right.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do this evening?
I would. I don't know if Garrick will take me up on it, but I ask if anybody wants to just take a walk through Amman. Because we saved this place, and it has to mean something, and I just want to see it from the rooftops. I want to see the parts of it that I love. So I'd like to go take a walk. Anyone up for that?
No offense, Sliver, but the parts above Amon that I love, pretty much all in this room. And we lost one of them because, well, we lost one of them. And this is for me, as far as I'm concerned, this place is him. So I think I'm going to stay here. So thank you.
Yeah. Of course. I understand. I I do my best thinking when I'm moving, I think. And if I sit here, um, I can't sit here. Okay, is that okay?
Just don't go too far away.
I'm not Garrett, but I'll take a walk with you.
Yeah, no, I offered to everyone. Hey,
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah, it gets some fresh air.
I I love to go kind of where I can see the top of the Alabaster Lyceum at night, and it's all kind of almost glowing, and you can see the airships coming and going behind it. Man, it just, that's something that will probably take my mind off of things if you don't mind going that far.
Yeah, let's take a walk. We got all night. I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So, Miss Ashrina, you guess you're staying?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. I'm gonna go awkwardly give her a little side hug.
She'll give him a full hug.
Oh, 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 okay. Thanks.
You can
It
hug
hurt.
me. We're friends.
Yeah.
I know it hurts. I know.
I gotta go. I gotta go take a walk.
Yeah, just be safe. Don't go too far away.
Yeah.
I will very conspicuously buckle my rapier on and kind of pull my hood up.
I will match your hood with my cloak exactly. And I wonder if I cast fly on you, can you just fly us? Or can you ride it like piggyback on me if I fly? We'll just fly to this place and then fly back.
I
We
think
don't
the
need to
walk will
walk.
do us some good.
Okay. Good idea.
Just move muscles a little bit. I was getting tired of sitting in there, you know? I think this is a good idea. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts right now either.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to come whether I want them to or not, but it
Well,
helps to have something good to look at.
and there is still tomorrow. We're not done yet. There's no hope yet.
Right. Yep.
We just have to focus on tomorrow. We're going to bring our friend back.
Kid, how does it work? Have you seen it happen before?
I'm usually on the other side of these kinds of things, Sliver. No, I haven't seen it before. I don't know what it looks like. I have no idea what it's going to be like.
Doesn't it seem like magic either works or it doesn't? And if you're gonna bring him back, it should just work, right? He just should come back.
Well,
But why do we have to? Why doesn't it work? It should work.
I'm probably not the right person to tell you things about magic, but the way I kind of figure it is the magic works, right? I mean, it makes the bridge. We get a chance to convince Tarlin to come back, but souls are peculiar things, right? We all have a choice. Every day when we do things, we have choices. And, Tarlin ultimately has a choice, So the magic will work, and we'll ask as nice as we can, and we'll hope that he comes home to us.
What do you think would make him say no? What would keep him from returning?
Joe. It's Joe. It's obviously Joe. I mean, I think a big part of Tarlin's family is already on the other side of the gate. And I think he likes us. I hope so. Maybe he does. And I like to think he does. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it seems to me like he does. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really been that close to very many people before, but seems to me like we're pretty close. And Amon is really important to him, and protecting what he's built here is very important to him. Protecting what Joe has built here is very important. I think there's lots of good arguments we can make, but at the end of the day, Tarlin might be tired and ready to rest. I hope that's not true.
I mean, you ever think about how when in the big scheme of things, everyone's gonna die. And so are we sure that he's gonna find Joe if he stays, if he goes? Is there anything there?
Tarlin would be
I know
the one to have an answer to that.
I know the gods are there. I guess there's places to go.
I mean, Tarlin's somewhere so that we can ask him to come back.
That's true.
As far as that goes, it seems like a pretty good argument for a place to be. I don't know. Maybe it's just a waiting room, but I don't know. I really don't. I always thought I would. I thought I'd find out.
I hope he found Joe. Think of him there by himself.
Well, for Tarlin's sake, I hope he did. But deep down, a very selfish little part of me hopes that he didn't. Because that'll make it a lot more likely for him to come back to us. And I know that's selfish, and it's probably a terrible thing to even say. But there it is.
Yeah, I think we all hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think so. This is the first time I've ever been around a ceremony like this, because this is the first person I've cared enough about to ask to come back. So this is pretty uncharted territory for me too, Sliver. So I don't know that I have many answers for you other than the thing that you wanted to reflect on out here, right? Which is that finally, I've done something really good for Amon, and something I could be really proud of. And I haven't always been able to say that, and it feels really good to be able to say that now.
Yeah. We're young, and look at that. It's just, this city can be really pretty. It felt like we were just right there on the edge. Like once we finished this job, we were golden. We were good. All we had to do was get finished.
Well,
kind of cool. Nobody knows it was us. feel like I own this place a little bit. Or I belong to it finally.
I do. I have a sneaking suspicion that the word's going to get out, and I'm with you. I kind of like it right now when everything is quiet and still, and we can just be here in the streets and not draw any attention, and just kind of know in our heart that we did our part here.
As you look up, you see the last of the sky ships coming into port.
I will very awkwardly put a hand on Sliver's shoulder and just sort of squeeze it really gently. We're going to get our friend back. And if he really is in a better and happier place now, then we will continue on in his honor and in his legacy. And that's the best that we can ever do.
I guess it's good to say. I don't know that when I'm gone, I give a shit about anybody remembering me, but maybe he does.
I think I'd care if you guys remembered me, but I don't think I give a fig for any other people. And I kind of feel that Tarlin kind of feels the same way.
It's weird being what I've considered for so long, being one of the bad guys. But he made me feel different, We had a good purpose, and I think he made me that way. I never thought that way until he continued to straighten my stupidity out.
Well, I have been with parts of the class that follow the old ways and sort of act a little bit more like the myriad. And, this is the first time that I've ever been proud to wear my badge. And Tarlin's a huge part of that for me as well. This is the first time I've felt like being a hero. And being a hero kind of sucks. Frankly, I'd rather still be a villain if it meant that we had Tarlin back.
Yeah. Why are we always risking our necks? Why can't it be one of the thousands of other class guys that probably are better at stuff than we are, especially me? I don't know what the hell I'm doing anytime.
I'm gonna tell you a secret, Sliver. Nobody does. Everybody's just doing the best they can and making it up as they go along. And why us? Well, because we were there and we gave a shit. And that counts for a lot. And I don't know if you noticed this, but we also saved like the whole city. I think maybe you want to take another look at the way you feel about your skills. we did literally shut down the entire Myriad operation in Amman. 5 of us.
Dude, you killed a fuckload of people.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
I'm glad you're on my team.
Me too, Sliver. Me too.
Thanks.
And don't tell anybody, but if you'll have me, I'd love to be one of your backup singers next Tuesday.
He's gonna miss it.
Maybe, but maybe not. And
Yeah, he might be here. Yeah, he's gonna be here. We'll get him. We'll get him back tomorrow.
and I'm gonna bet that if there is somewhere else to be, it's within earshot.
I'm actually gonna need everybody's help as backup singers. I didn't tell you yet, but I'm gonna need to salt you guys through the crowd and get people worked up.
Well, it would be
That's
my
fine.
pleasure, Sarsaparilla.
Thanks.
Well, it looks like dawn's coming soon. You want to walk back?
Yeah. You know what? I'd rather fly.
All right.
Want to?
I'll meet you there. I'll go stretch my legs. It's good talking to you, Sliver. And
Thanks,
let's
man.
bring our friend home, huh?
Yeah. Yep. So I strum my mandolin and blast off as high as I can go in about 10 minutes.
And
You only have 1 minute.
Fly's only 1 minute?
Flies
No
10
way.
minutes.
It's 10.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 10 minutes? I thought it was only 1. I was like, oh
No,
my god, he's just gonna go flying off as high as he can for a minute. He is 10.
No, I only dragged Tarlin for 1 minute.
Right.
And Kid
So
will just
he-
sort of put his hood back up and disappear into the shadows.
As you rocket into the sky, there's a couple of young kids coming off of the last sky ship, and a couple of the Marquesian sailors are pointing up at you and looking at you fly across the city.
Oh, then I will swoop down and say, come see Sarsaparilla Silvertongue at the Laughing Lamia on Tuesday.
You drop some pamphlets.
Strum majestically.
He's got the banner behind him as he flies.
Fluttering behind him.
I make my cloak spell out.
I was gonna say his cloak can
His cloak can
Uh-huh.
become anything.
look like
so
anything.
That's great. That's great. So back at the Bright Vagabond, drinks flow for Garrick. Ashrina, what are you doing?
I didn't realize we were at the Bright Vagabond. I thought we were at the temple.
No, he said come back in the morning.
Oh, okay.
We moped our way back home.
Okay.
Right.
Sharina's back in the kitchen with her mom, trying to figure out how to make a pie. Because Sharina doesn't know how to cook. So she's working with her mom to make the best pie possible. So she's going through the hoard of apples and trying to find just the perfect ones. And then she's going through all of the bags of flour and she's trying to find one that she hasn't stabbed, which is very difficult. She has stabbed most bags of flour in the Bright Vagabond.
It seems more appropriate to use a stabbed bag of flour.
But she tries to find all the perfect ingredients and works to make a pie with her mom.
Your mom
After
is extra
that's-
patient with you as you go through that. She's being, as helpful as she can be, and as you mess up, she just kind of gently has you redo things that were wrong, but not with any criticism. She's just helping.
Rolled a 17 for a performance check on pie making.
Nice.
So the edges are a little fucked up, but for the most part, pretty good pie.
Looks good.
So she'll make the pie, and she's gonna set it on the counter to cool, and she's gonna write a little placard that she's gonna stick next to the pie, that says, "If any of you fuckers touch this pie, I will cut every finger off." And she'll just leave it next to the pie, and just give her mom a hug, and just sniffle a little bit. What if he doesn't come back? What are we gonna do?
Garrick looks up from the table, says, "I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I would never ask your age, Shrina, but I'm pretty sure you're more of an adult than any of the others, including myself.
I'm only 25.
As I said, you're still more of an adult than the rest of us. And I don't know. Without him around, I just feel like somebody took my roadmap away."
If he doesn't come back, I'm gonna kick his ass.
What?
Esquire comes over with an extra glass, one
Sit
for
down.
himself, and he says,
Join me.
"I'll drink to that."
I will pull out of my backpack a bottle of the Offenklanger's finest. I pull out 2 bottles and pour one out for the homie, and then pour some glasses for everybody.
I lift a hand and smile, and I undo, I pull out a water skin from one of my packs, and you go, "Save that for later. I've got my own." And I open my water skin of Klanger's finest and pour myself a glass.
I still have 2 more bottles of this shit. Jeez Louise.
And I'll keep them close. We might need them. But sit. Join me. We don't get to talk a lot.
She'll sit.
I think it's safe to say we're more people of action. But one thing watching Tarlin taught me is that sometimes you've got to let the world be and just exist in it rather than constantly trying to make something happen.
I don't do well sitting or not moving or relaxing.
Believe me, I'm totally with you on that. It amazes me that anyone could be content with just being, but he was. And I don't know, maybe he had a point.
Maybe. Esquire, what happens to this place
I don't
if
know.
we can't get Tarlin back?
I don't know. He didn't ever divulge that information to me.
How much do you think this place costs?
Oh, I don't know. I know that I overheard him say something about that the clasp had a controlling interest on some
true.
level.
That's fair.
But I don't know.
Esquire, this is going to sound odd, and I admit that right up front. We do get a lot of apples, obviously. And I would imagine that not all of them go into pies because they just can't for one reason or another. I don't suppose you fermented any of them and made apple liqueur out of it, did you?
No, that was never on the.
I know. It was just a shot in the dark. I just thought it would be appropriate to drink to Tarlin's memory with apple liqueur. If we don't have it, You know what? I'll squeeze my own apple juice and mix it with this drink. Maybe we'll make a cocktail out of it, but it just seems appropriate.
All of the apples go into pies. You don't think we just crank out pies 24/7?
Sure, but I'm sure there are some that don't get used because they're bruised or old, or maybe they just don't pass the test. You never
Wormy.
know. That could be that too.
Squeeze the
Yeah.
wormy ones.
Yeah. So
Is it like those bottles of tequila you get in Mexico that have the worm in them?
that's what I was thinking, actually. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
What
So-
continent
so-
is Mexico on?
What?
What continent is Mexico on? Is it over there by Jorjas?
Southern Wildmount.
Sorry, do
Southern
you,
Wild-
do you think it's like those tequilas you get in the Marquesian district?
There we go.
Only tequila if it comes from the. Never mind. Otherwise, it's just never mind. So what are you?
I
What
think-
are you gonna do now? I mean, I don't mean to belabor the point, but this is your home more than any of ours.
Oh, I guess it really depends on whether they let me stay here or not. That's gonna be kind of a interesting dilemma, considering we don't have anywhere else to go. I don't know. I have the cart.
We can go anywhere we want.
Living out of our cart.
Not to belabor the point and not to, bring up any bone of contention, but that is Sir Tarlin's cart.
Esquire?
I mean, he was very adamant.
Esquire.
He was very adamant. Every time
Esquire,
he
you're
brought it up-
fired.
Fine.
Esquire.
Eric smiles a little bit and says, "You know the rule, Esquire. Possession,
That's
9/10 of the law."
Yeah, do I get some squatters' rights on this cart? It's my cart, Esquire.
I'm not going to argue.
I don't. And to be fair, raise
just-
drinker's memory. I don't think Tarlan would argue either.
Well, I hope to hear that argument again.
Yeah. I think we all
Agreed.
do.
I'll drink to that, and he does.
And again, and again, and again.
I can't with you, Sean. Cart life, no Instagram influencers. Is it like
Hashtag
is it
cart
like
life.
those people that take apart the school buses and then make them into living homes?
Yep. Hashtag cart life.
So if you
Oh
don't
my
know,
God.
I've been blowing up chat this entire time.
Of course you have.
Oh, it's been very fun. Cart life.
I
Yeah.
couldn't help myself. Yeah.
So you get as far inebriated as you wish, and the night eventually passes. Esquire makes sure that no one stays up alone, and he will clean up and close up after everyone is done.
Shrina's not actually going to drink very much. She's going to drink her one little cup, but she wants to make sure that she's not sick and ready for tomorrow as she can be. And then before she goes to bed, she's just gonna like sit on the edge of her bed and just say like a little prayer to the Dawn Father, which is not even her own patron or God or whatever, and just asks him to make sure that Tarlin's taken care of and that he's in a good place. I know I threatened you yesterday. That threat still stands, by the way, sir.
Gonna break that door down, come to the other side, and kill all of you.
But
The quest to
if you
kill
can at
God.
least keep
Easy
him
decisions.
Right. So turns out the EBGG is a god now.
Turns out the EBGG is us when we go and kill God.
But she'll say her little prayer to the Dawn Father and hope that tomorrow goes okay.
Yeah. When Garrick finally retreats to his room, he gets down on his knees and he starts it starts as a normal prayer to the Raven Queen. But he's drunk. And his prayer soon turns into an internal screaming session. And he says, I followed your tenets and I followed your word for almost a decade now. And I've done everything you've directed me to do, and I have done everything that you've asked, even when I felt it might not be in my best interest or the best interest of those around me. And I've never asked for anything in return. Well, I'm calling in favors, as it were. And I swear, and you can smite me if you want, I don't give a damn. But if you do not hear our plea tomorrow and take into consideration everything that we say, I'm turning my back on you and I'm walking away. You tasked me with protecting this world, and I'm doing the best I can, but you take a person away from me that I consider a rock in my life and expect me to continue, and you don't give us a chance to bring his soul back, then I don't understand what I'm fighting for. So hear me or not, kill me or not, smite me or not, if you do not hear our plea tomorrow, I'm done with you. And that's all I have to say. Good night.
As you turn towards your bed, sitting on the window, is a black raven.
I just look at it. Oh, now you show up. I don't know what you want from me. I followed you since my sister set me on this path, and I always have wondered what it is that I'm supposed to be doing for you. And I don't understand the purpose of protecting the world if we can't protect the people that live in it. So I'm just saying, tomorrow when it comes time, just hear us, consider us. For God's sake, have a heart and a soul. I know our job is to guide those to the afterlife without them becoming minions of those who would turn people into undead. But and I'm not even saying that you have to bring him back, because that's not up to you. That's up to him. But hear us out. At least give us that chance. It's the least he deserves, if not us. If the world doesn't deserve it, if we don't deserve it, fine. He does. He's been the most loyal and the most true of us to his patron. I don't think that's even an argument. And he may not be yours, but he belongs to the world, and he's trying to protect it as much as I am, as much as any of us are, and he deserves to be heard. So just take that into consideration. But before I say something that actually will get me smote in the moment, I'm going to go to bed. So I will talk to you in the morning. Good night.
And the raven sits on the windowsill through the night.
Great.
Picture it.
I'm gonna wake up to Vaxeldan standing over you.
We need to talk.
You just open your eyes and Vax is there going, "The fuck you say?"
Dagger.
So you did know that you were supposed to come back as early as possible in the morning. And is there anything you want to do as you gather up to head back to the temple?
Ashrina's gonna grab the pie that she made last night. And she's gonna carry it with her out to the cart that I assume everybody's gonna pile into. Unless we're walking. I guess we could walk. But she's gonna grab her pie, and she has everything that she needs in her pack, and she's gonna head out the door. It's like 4 a.m. She's like, adios. I'll meet you there if you're not ready.
Eric probably didn't sleep well. There is a raven staring at him, so he'll probably be up too.
Kid's just been sitting awake under Joe's tree all night, so as soon as he sees stirring inside the house, he just sort of comes in. I don't have a room at the inn, and my house has been sort of, compromised in the whole gang war and has corpses in the floorboards, so...
Kid, there's plenty of rooms here.
I wasn't going to
It's a great tavern, but honestly, business kind of sucks.
What do you mean? We're regulars.
Yeah, we don't pay. The only income we have coming in is through pies and illegal goods.
We just need to hang up.
Do we not pay? We've put 3 more people on the payroll since we've been here.
We just keep adding overhead.
We just need to put up a banner. Come see come eat and drink at the banner at the tavern with the people that saved him on. I mean, basically make a tourist attraction out of it.
The most money anybody in this establishment has made is Sliver, and I had extorted the money out of everybody.
I don't know. We've made a pretty
that's a business
amount
plan.
of money between the 5 of us. So let's be real. Let's just say that
inside the tavern.
No, well, fair enough. But but dealing with the myriad is lucrative.
I've made a decent amount of money dealing with the myriad. I've also lost my best friend. No offense to all you guys. I love you dearly.
None taken at all.
Sliver's not there.
Where are you, Sliver? Can you find him? You're good at finding people.
Who's
Kid?
you? No, okay. I can try. He flew away last night. He just we went for a walk and he strummed.
He belongs to the heavens now.
I told him not to go far.
He strummed his mandolin and flew away. So
where did
she's just gonna take out her. She's just gonna take out her hooded lantern and just flash it a couple times into the sky.
It's a bird. It's a
bat
plane.
signal.
The sarsaparilla signal.
Bard signal.
I'm sleeping under a bush, the nearest bush to the front doors of the Raven Queen's temple. Okay. I don't want to be late.
That's fair. I've done similar in real life, kind of.
Well, I don't know. He knows where we're supposed to be, so if he doesn't show up, that's on him.
He's not going to miss this.
I can't imagine that he would.
No.
So
he's a kid.
You all head out. Esquire locks up the door. Ashrina, your mom is also coming. She's carrying a kind of a large purse, and she seems to be kind of clutching it to her side.
Is it a purse I've seen before?
You've seen her carry this bag before.
Okay.
But it's a little bit bigger than like a handbag you would expect her to be walking through town with.
I'm not going to ask her about it. That's her business.
You will also notice that Kid, for the very first time today, has a clasp pin, like pinning his cloak closed, and it's like displayed actually.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, you make your way to the temple. The 3 of you can give me a perception check.
Oh, that tracks. 3.
23.
I rolled. Why didn't it show up? That's weird. It's doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
It was pouring one out for Tarlin.
Here we go.
Kid and Garrick, you do see a huddled form underneath a bush, wrapped in a cloak that I would imagine he would have gone to sleep with his cloak looking like tar.
Wrapped in this giant cloak that says sarsaparilla. So I will very gently kind of shake Sliver awake.
Is it time? We're here? Yeah. You okay? Okay. Yeah. Good morning.
Hey,
I got some water.
yeah, here. I make sure it's not the water skin that had the finest in it.
Right.
And give him just the water skin with the water in it. Yeah, exactly. Which one is more full? That's the water.
Right, that's the water.
Drunken 16-year-old at
At a
At a funeral. Oh no.
Yeah,
Horrifying.
sadly, been there, done that.
Same.
Yeah. So you are let in, and Alistair meets you. He brings you back into his personal quarters at the back of the temple. And when you get into his main office, you see there is an amazing spread of food and drink out for you all. And he says, please have some breakfast.
Is there coffee? Please tell me there's coffee.
And he points to a carafe over.
God.
There's
Bean
plenty of bean juice.
Bean juice. I will definitely get some bean juice.
He says, I do recommend you eat up. These are arduous experiences. So even if you're not feeling quite hungry, I'd have at least something.
Pastries. Got pastries.
There are pastries.
Okay.
Eric does have a little bit of a hangover, so he's going to look for something greasy.
Easy to find some
Yeah.
sausages or something.
Mhm.
And Alistair sips on a mug of coffee himself and says, not sure if any of you have partaken in one of these before, but first,
I have not.
I've only read about
we
them.
will have to convince the matron that we need to contact Harlan's spirit, and then if that is successful, it will be up to Tarlin whether they choose to come back or not. So she will question you on your reasoning. She will push you on why you are trying to interfere with what is potentially a natural fate.
What do we say? Garrick, how do we convince her?
Tell the truth.
Yeah, but
She's going to know if you're lying anyway, so tell the truth. Just tell her
Yeah,
exactly how you really feel.
what does she care though? She's like, because I love him and I want my friend back. That's it.
That's part of it. Tell her. But the thing is, yeah, you love him. Yes, you want him back. But we need to convince her why he is deserving to be back. Because you got to remember, her whole job is to basically assure peaceful, safe passage from the mortal realm to the afterlife with no interference. And for her to disrupt that, to bring us all back, she's got to be convinced that it's a good reason.
Well, tell me what to say.
I can't tell you what to say, Sliver.
Can
Because if I tell you
me?
what to say, then you are not being honest. You got to speak from your own heart. I plan to.
Can I skip that part and just go straight to talk to him?
I plan to talk to him too, but she's going to talk to you first.
Okay.
Consider her the doorman. You can't get in to talk to Tarlin until you convince her you belong. A bouncer at a tavern. You're not going to let you in. She's not going to let you in unless you convince her you belong there.
Can I cast
you
a
just-
spell on her? Charm her?
Probably not a good idea.
Doesn't seem good. Yeah.
I would love to see suggestion tried on the Raven Queen.
Place your bets.
Roll the same. Literally 15 d20s.
I mean, to be fair, she might be impressed by his gumption.
I mean, chutzpah, little mortal.
Exactly.
Me, she rolled a 1.
It's possible.
Like, what the fuck do I do?
You lie.
I suggest you let me talk to my friend.
You do not have to do this if you do not, and he's looking directly at you, Sliver. If you do not feel you are up to the task, it will not be pleasant.
Kind of makes me want to do it more. You convinced me. That doesn't sound good, does it? Not because I want to. No, not because I want it to be unpleasant, but the fact that it's really hard means that it's got to be worthwhile. Something like that, right? Maybe.
Know that my tenants are in line with hers, and I only do this out of respect to the work you all have done. It is
Can
not
you
something
give me
I
advice?
lightly-
Or you don't want us to bring him back?
Well, I am impartial. I must be. I am just the vehicle in which you will be able to speak, hopefully with him, but definitely with the matron.
And I got a crick in my neck. That bush is uncomfortable. All right, let's do it. Let's get him. Let's talk to this lady.
I will put our things, finish your meal, and I will be here shortly to gather you. And he steps
Let's
out of the
talk to
room.
this lady.
He steps out of the room. In the meantime, Tarlin,
I'm dead.
your eyes open. Your breath is steaming cold. You are lying on stone. And it is dark.
Sit up and try and look around, I guess.
As you sit up, you feel yourself sitting up and not at the same time. No muscles moving, but yet you do sit. And as you look down, you see your body is still on the stone slab.
Makes sense. I guess try and exit the wherever I'm at. Try and find a door.
As you look around from the darkest shadow, you hear the fluttering of wings. And bursting towards you is a group of ravens that form a doorway.
Nice. I'll gently go through that doorway, hesitantly. Or at least go towards it.
As you open the door, You are hit with a warm summer day. The sun is bright in the sky. The Dawn Father's light is shining down strongly through a very familiar tree. And sitting beneath the tree, skinning an apple, is Joe.
Before I head over there, I'm going to just generally look around, kind of get a feel of like the atmosphere.
Give me a religion check.
Sure. How about a 21?
This place you are in is divine in nature. It is very much touched by the Dawn Father. And as you look around, you do still see back the doorway that you just came through is completely in shadow, but you hear the faint flapping of the wings from behind you as you look back.
So I'll very, very cautiously and like caution isn't the right word, but gently and tenderly, one foot after the other, walking towards Joe, and just in earshot say, "It's been a while."
He looks up. Both the apple and the knife drop out of his hand. No. No.
Well, and I look back towards the doorway and look over at Joe. Seems so. How are the apples here?
Better. And he just can't hold back and runs in for a big hug. And when he hugs you, you feel this is a real hug and a metaphysical one at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Solid and spirit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's so. I don't know. I just died. I guess, and I'm here with you, and the whole world is different and warm, and I've missed you so much. Everything I've done for you. I continued on with what you were doing with the clasp, even though I didn't understand it. I knew it was important to you, and you gave everything just for me. So I wanted to do the same for you, and I made so many changes in life, and I was hoping you were watching at all times to see I was doing good. Not for the Dawn Father. Not for myself. Not even for the class. I was doing good because I wanted you to be proud of me. I couldn't just sit behind a counter, even though you got me that in. The Bright Vagabond. You let me live my dream, and then my dream was ripped from me. And as often as I could, I went out to your grave, and I tried to talk, and I told you about my day. I told you how important things in my life have become. I told you these people that I met, these people in the class that you hear so many bad things in the world about murderers and thieves and clasp agents performing assassinations, and I didn't understand it. I think I do finally understand it, but it's too late to do anything about it. I'm here with you. I'll look back towards the doorway again. I was the way back. It was my faith that could have brought any one of them back without issue, without hesitation. I had the means, but the last thing I remember, fighting, there were earthquakes, and the world was ending. Did the world end? Please tell me the world didn't end. Is Amon okay? Can I see Amon? Can I see them?
Slow. This will take some time. But yes, I heard every word of you. I heard every word you offered up to me.
I have to know, is the Dawnfather mad that the Moonweaver chose me?
I'd say that's pretty complicated.
Does he visit?
Every day, and he looks up at the sun.
Well, are we on the other side of the veil?
Of a sort.
I have so much to learn. Please, can we just sit down and just be for a little bit?
Of course.
And I'll walk over to the tree. I'll pick up the knife. I'll pick up the apple. And take the knife over to the tree and carve our initials into it slowly. And then take a bite of the apple.
He smiles the whole time. Give me an insight check.
Ooh, I'm good at that. 25.
He is extremely happy you are here and extremely sad you are here. And he keeps glancing back at the doorway.
That makes two of us. So his insight check does the same thing.
As the ritual begins downstairs, you are all standing around Tarlin's body. You see that the dents in his armor have been hammered out, and he is lying there in rest. As the group of you come around, Alistair says, "Who will be participating?" Justin.
If we all can, I think we'd all like to.
I'm not cut out for this as Esquire. I don't think I could do it. I'm sorry. Do you think you need me?
Esquire, I would never force you to do anything you don't feel comfortable with, and I don't think Tarlon would want to put you in that situation.
If you don't come at it with your full heart, it won't matter anyway. And I understand. Please take some time to find peace for yourself. We will handle this.
I will be here if you need anything. And Ashrina, your mother says, can I just put my hand on my daughter's shoulder? And Alistair says, that will be fine. The four of you. It will begin shortly. This is your last chance to decide to step away.
Nope.
No.
My power of the Raven Queen comes to me through my blood. And this ritual requests some of yours. He pulls out a dagger, twirls it in his fingers. And
You're not going to keep it, are you?
It will be consumed.
Distasteful.
By the magic.
Phrasing.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure. Weirdo.
You know I hunt vampires like as my primary function.
No, I didn't know that. I don't know you.
I don't know you, man.
You're not my friend. You're his friend.
Well, I just need a drop.
She just hands him her arm.
Take 1 hit point as he slashes your fingers.
Jugular.
Jugular.
I feel like that'd be a little more than 1 hit point. Oh, we did get a long rest, so I won't have 30.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask, could you please give us a long rest so we don't die from this?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a drop of blood left to give. So.
Can you just take the blood that's already running out of my body?
Outside of me to begin with. It's fine. Yeah.
I'll give myself that 1 hit point.
Yeah, same.
And in turn, he will nick each of you for a point of damage.
Okay.
And he begins chanting this ritual, and eventually you are all transported inside yourself, and then it feels like your spirit rushes out with a flutter of wings flapping of multiple ravens. You are surrounded by just a flurry of black wings and feathers. And eventually they dissipate and you each see a scene. This is all happening simultaneously to the four of you, individually. And we'll start when we come back from break.
I'm going to finish this emotional bag of chocolate.
Yeah. I don't have anything to stress eat. I'm stress drinking coffee, which is even worse. Even worse.
I'm gonna find something to stress eat. I'm sure I've got things in the pantry.
All right, we'll take a quick break, refresh our drinks, and we'll be back to see how this all plays out.
Apple pie. Supper's done, you rest your feet. Now you're needing something sweet. Your wife steps up to your surprise. You see fresh cow milk and apple pie. Everyone loves apple pie. Everyone means so do I. Everyone loves apple pie. Everyone means so do I. But some's too damp and some is sour. Some is made with too much flour. If you want the best you can't deny, gotta go see Mr. Brightside. Apple pie. apple pie, you are the best. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest. Soft and flaky, crusty, yum. I gotta go and get me some. Granny's apples, the whitest flesh, reddest skin, bright side's the best. Apple pie, my apple pie, you're the apple of my eye. Apple pie, you are the best. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest.
This is called the Ballad of a Crossbow, called Whisper. Sitting in a dusty storage room, lonely and forsaken, made of wood and leather and bone. Magic in the making, hung a hand crossbow just hanging on the wall, waiting for a loving hand to call. Well, someone snuck right in, opened up a bin, and the magic crossbow tasted fresher air. And they waited just a while, and with a little smile, gave it right away without a care to shoot a bear. Well, the boy took it reverently in hand, and the teacher took a very guiding stand. So the learning how was quick and accurate. A goblin's heart was the first thing it would hit. Whisper is its name, it is the evil's bane. It can hit a fly at 101 paces. So smile now and abide, 'cause a whisper's on your side, and the enemy is busy running scared, 'cause they don't dare.
You get your first heist, the museum's a job. Got a crazy, dangerous egg we gotta rob. You sneak past security, and what's your reward? I find my paladin upstairs, macking on a guard. Well, now's not the time, buddy. Now's not the time. I tell you, now's not the time. Well, you sneak into the bathroom, the vents to scout. Could lead up to the attic, gotta check that out. Another lady's in there, and what do you think? You make a big commotion, push her head in the drink. Well, now's not the time. Now's not the time. No, now's not the time. Re-robbing little garden gnome, a devil costume. He's racist and he's ugly, he's such a buffoon. The plan is set, we're bound to bring a heavy barrage, but our cleric's out getting a full body massage. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Break and enter to a manor, got a cult to bust. Keep it on the low down, no muss, no fuss. You're getting all into the prison, so says the boss. Gotta find the key to treasure, take it off a dwarf. All our plans are still congealing, but here's the rub. Our buddies rubbing elbows trying to start a fight club. No, now's not the time. Now's not the time, my friend. No, now's not the time. So we're distracting the warden with sweet talking wine. My friends are in the next room committing the crime. A bad idea comes calling, maybe because of my youth. You start to tell the warden, just confessing the truth. No, no, now's not the time. Now is not the time. Now's not the time. What is life about? It's all so confusing. Why am I here? What leaf have I turned? What is life about? It's always amusing. Better stand clear, you've already been burned. We struggle for treasure, we struggle for gold, they struggle for glory. Here's what I've been told, they struggle for power, to lead or be led. Is all life a struggle until I lie dead? What is life about? It's all so confusing. Why am I here? What leaf have I turned? What is life about? It's always amusing. Better stand clear, you've already been burned. Hold the truth in your hand, then it is gone. You think it goes one way, but it's the other one. Complexion's changing, won't ever be fixed. We are grandfathers, fathers, and yet we are sons. If you ever find the truth, admit you were wrong. If you want your salvation, I'll give you a song. When the world's on your shoulders, you're down on your knees. Will greed ever die? Will there ever be peace? What is life about? It's all so confusing. Why am I here? What leaf have I turned? What is life about? It's always amusing. Better stand clear, you've already been burned. apple pie. Supper's done, you rest your feet. Now you're needing something sweet. Your wife steps up to your surprise. You see fresh cow milk and apple pie. Everyone loves apple pie. Everyone means so do I. Everyone loves apple pie. Everyone means so do I. But some's too damp and some is sour. Some is made with too much flour. If you want the best you can't deny, gotta go see Mr. Brightside. Apple pie, you're the apple of my eye. Apple pie, you are the best. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest. Soft and flaky, crusty, yum. I gotta go and get me some. Granny's apples, the whitest flesh, reddest skin, bright side's the best. Apple pie, my apple pie, you're the apple of my eye. Apple pie, you are the best. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest. When everybody's sleeping, I eat the rest. This is called the Ballad of a Crossbow called Whisper. Sitting in a dusty storage room, lonely and forsaken, made of wood and leather and bone. Magic in the making, hung a hand crossbow just hanging on the wall, waiting for a loving hand to call. Well, someone snuck right in, opened up a bin, and the magic crossbow tasted fresher air. And they waited just a while, and with a little smile, gave it right away without a care, to shoot a bear. Well, the boy took it reverently in hand, and the teacher took a very guiding stand. So the learning how was quick and accurate. A goblin's heart was the first thing it would hit.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are freshly caffeinated or otherwise.
Yes.
Or both. And back from break. Continuing this endeavor to bring Tarlin back amongst the living. A raise dead spell has been cast. And our 4 live members of the clasp are sucked in to maybe their own minds, maybe somewhere else. Who knows? Let's start with Ashrina.
Oh. No!
As the feathers...
Only likes licorice.
As the feathers... Oh, yeah, here we go.
Is this the punishment because my DM's wrong?
Oh! All right.
I guess we're not getting Tarlin back. Good night, everybody.
Psych, on Shrina's turn, she does have to fight the Dawn Father.
But Ashrina loves licorice.
Shrina does not like licorice. Shrina likes apples.
As the wings and the beating of the wings subsides and the feathers fall away from your vision, You are in a stone building. There is a jail cell and a hunched figure inside the jail cell. And the hunched figure slowly turns towards you, says, "What is it you seek?" And you realize that the visage of this person is your father.
Man, that's fucked up. I'm here to get my friend. I think he's died too soon.
Why is that for you to decide?
Well, I'm not saying that it is for me to decide, but I think he had a lot more to offer, and honestly, I'm just not ready to let him go yet.
So you are here for him, not for yourself, not for him.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Can it be both?
Perhaps.
I mean, selfishly, I do, want him to come back. But I also think that he had a lot of things that he was doing here too that were good for everyone. He was no pun intended, but truly a light for all of us.
What need have you of a light?
Have you seen me? I'm a mess. I need someone guidance. And he's always kind of kept me on the straight and narrow. Sort of, to the best of his ability.
How did he die?
Well, I didn't get to see exactly what happened. But we were fighting a clay golem, and I was outside of the room, and all I heard was two very loud smacks, and then next thing I knew, his armor was hitting the ground.
Why weren't you there to save him?
Honestly, it probably was my fault. He was standing in front of the doorway, and I knew we needed to get in there and make space. And I told him to move, to get out of the way and make it so that there was space for me and Kid to get in there, and he went inside instead of moving back. I don't know why he wouldn't have just moved back.
It was the path he chose.
Yeah. Yeah. He shouldn't have gone in there. He shouldn't have gone in there.
Were he to return, what would prevent the same mistakes?
You know? There's no saying that there necessarily would prevent the mistake. I think that's kind of part of life is taking those mistakes and maybe learning from them. And hopefully that's something we could learn. Maybe better how to work together better. How to play off of each other's strength. But you know, we can't find that out unless we have another chance to. If he just dies, then we learn nothing.
And what have you learned?
I learned that as much as I gave him such a hard time, that I really did love him. And he really was my best friend. And I learned that life without him really sucked. I know it's only been a day, but not hearing him yell at me for stabbing the flower or taking something I shouldn't or making adjustments to our cart, it hurts. It hurts a lot. And it's just not fair.
Were you to see him again, what would you tell him? And as you look at this figure, you see behind him against the wall there is a window. And through the window you see the bright light of the sun and the vision of a very familiar tree blowing in a breeze.
Do I see him there or just the tree?
You just see the tree.
Well, I think I'd have a couple of things that I'd, would want to check in with him first, obviously. Like, I want to make sure that he's doing okay, and I just want to tell him how much I appreciate and everything that he's done for me and for my mom. He took us in when we didn't have anywhere else to go.
All right. So, what kind of a check would you like to make as your part in the ritual?
Can I lockpick my way into heaven? Well, that really fucking sucks. All of my stuff is very tactical. Can I sneak my way into heaven?
How would you do such?
Like to stab my way into heaven.
Oh man. I don't have anything good for any of this type of I wonder. Okay. where is this window in relation to this figure?
Over his left shoulder. About five or so feet behind him.
I think she really wants to go see what's outside of that window. And I don't know if you'll let me do this. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of do some stinky cheese here.
You have all of your abilities. I'm not taking anything away from you. So, by all means, play your character.
Ashrina's gonna take her dagger and just kind of stab it into her hand and take whatever amount of damage that is, and then use fade away to go invisible. And she's gonna truck it to this window. And when she gets to the window, she's gonna look out the window and rifle through her bag and pull out a small paper origami bird that she got from a little girl named Liza in episode 2 and place it on the window and just kind of place it on the windowsill and just put her hand up against the window and say, Tarlin, I don't know if you can hear me or if you're there or what's happening out there. But I hope that you come back. I hope that you know how much we love you and want you here and need you. But I also hope that you're there with Joe. And I hope that Joe has been able to give you that hug that you have been missing. And I hope you know that if you choose not to come back, I'm going to be really fucking mad at you. But I get it. And I understand. And when I get there one day, I really am going to kick your ass. But here's a pie for everything that you've done, for everything that you have helped me through, helped my mom through. I made it. You know I can't cook. So I hope it's good. I hope you can get it. I don't know how any of this work, but I just hope you know how much you meant to all of us. But I hope you know that you really were my best friend. And whatever you decide to do, I'll understand.
First, roll damage on your dagger.
With sneak attack.
She's a block buckler. She doesn't need to be standing next to anybody.
That's true. No.
I just crit myself. 7.
So take 7 points of piercing damage as your dagger goes into your hand and you turn invisible, running towards the window. And you have this moment. Please roll me a persuasion check with a bonus of the damage you took.
Ooh. So persuasion with my normal
Your
addition
normal
and-
persuasion, whatever that is.
Okay,
plus
plus the
7.
7. Okay. Okay. Can I do math? 23?
I was
All
under
right.
the impression there would be no math.
So we'll fade away from you for now and go over to Garrick. Garrick, you find yourself oddly in Eastbridge.
Okay.
And sitting in front of you is a young boy. You watched this boy die of a withering disease in your youth. And as this being speaks to you, you hear the voice of the Matron of Ravens coming from this boy. Hello, disciple.
Matron?
To see you requesting an altar of fate. Tell me, what are you asking?
I'm asking you to not punish Tarlin for my cowardice.
How do you know he is punished?
A death unavoidable. A death that would be avoidable if I had done my job is punishment. If you taught me, no, the church taught me that my job was to protect this world from those who would try to crash through the veil. But what it didn't teach me was how important it was to protect the individuals in the world. That's honestly something that nobody that I've been around has done. My father certainly didn't do it. Father Dinwiddie taught me your tenets, but he didn't really do it. My sister is the only one who ever did or said anything that made me stop and think maybe the individual is important until I met Tarlin. And if I hadn't been afraid, and if I hadn't avoided the hard parts of my role, he stops for a second. It was me. I should have been the one to go in that room. I'm the protector. Tarlin made that move because he felt it was necessary, because I froze. All I can hear in my head since this happened is the sound of that door slamming and the sound of his armor hitting the floor. So yeah, maybe I'm doing this a little bit out of selfishness, but he does not deserve to be punished because of my inaction. He does not deserve to die because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. He deserves another chance. Whether I do or not is up to you. But this shouldn't fall on him. He did what he felt was necessary because I wouldn't. And that's something that needs to change. But it's hard to have a second chance if you're not given the second chance. And if he doesn't come back, He's not given the chance to come back. Just what the hell are we fighting for? He and people like him are the reasons we do what we do. And if we're not willing to put our lives in the line to protect those that need it, then let the fucking world fall. I avoid the responsibility of being a leader and being out in front so long that never really had any consequence before this, and now that it did, I realize if I had just been done what I've been called to do this entire time, Charlie would not have felt the need to go in there by himself. I let too many people around me determine what I do instead of knowing what I need to do and doing it. People are always picking up my slack and have since I'm a kid. And this time it cost a friend his life. Now, he may not want to come back. It's entirely possible. But he deserves the chance to make that choice. Because it was not his choice to die. And how he died, I don't think could be argued was natural.
Some would say that the path we walk involves many things. The butterfly that flits in front of our face and makes us step to the side may change the course of history. Who's to say that Tarlin meeting you wasn't one of those such instances?
Which goes more to my point. Him meeting me was by pure happenstance. The fates of the world guided us together. If he had never met me, maybe he'd still be alive.
You roll your eyes at the term fates of the world.
I have seen too much, and I have seen how the manipulations of people who do not have good hearts affect those that do. How those who would manipulate others to their own gain oppress those who are trying to do good and keep them down and keep them under their boot. So yeah, the fates of the world is just the machinations of people who are in pursuit of power. And if I can change that even a little bit, it's taken me this long to realize I probably can. And it was Tarlin that made me realize it. Now, I want him, wherever he is, to be happy. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want him back. I can't call my father a father figure. Absolutely not. And Father Dinwiddie was a teacher. Ron's the first person I've had in my life I look at as somebody I can actually look up to as a father. I just feel like I failed him in his time of need. And he deserves the opportunity to resume his life in any way he wants, whether that's continuing doing missions with us for the clasp or retiring as an innkeeper and taking care of the right vagabond, or whether he wants to remain in the afterlife. It's up to him, and it should be. The gods hold sway over so much. I know. Just this one thing, let the mortals' will decide it. Prove that the fates of the universe are not set in stone. You have the power to do that. We don't.
What kind of check would you like to make?
Well, he smiles a little bit. He says, I want to talk to him. Will I be allowed to talk to him?
If you did, what would you say?
I tell him the truth. Of course, I want him to come back, not just because I'd miss him, but I don't know what to do now. I have never been at a point in my life where I didn't have somebody I could turn to and say, what's next? What should we do? What is next for us to move forward? For the first time in my life, and I know it's only been a day or two, I feel like I'm on a ship with no rudder. I found a group of friends for the first time in my life. These are people that I trust. I don't trust easy. You know that, and you know why. Just feels like a piece of my world's been ripped away, and I know I could have prevented it. He served others for a long time, and I know he's a worrier. I know that because I'm a worrier, and I saw a lot of that in myself. And I would tell him that I love him and that I would want him back, but I would also like to give him permission to stop worrying and to rest if he wants, and to let him know that if that's the path he chooses, then I will spend the rest of my life trying to follow his example.
What check would you like to make as part of this ritual?
Probably persuasion.
Just stab yourself. It worked.
Well,
Don't forget to smite.
well,
See, Dan didn't choose one of the broken races.
you must understand the things I said to you in a rage last night. I only said because of how much I love him. I just what's best for him, but I also kind of want what's best for us and what's best for the world. So
This visage of this boy kind of smiles and smirks a little bit and says, you don't do what I do and not see people take out their frustration on me. Par for the course, my dear.
as an action, I'm actually going to say out loud, Moonweaver, hear our plea. Your servant was taken prematurely. Let your light guide him back to us, and I will cast Moonbeam.
Holy fudge.
All right.
Okay, roll initiative. Fight the god.
All right. Where are you?
Unfortunately, cast it right on Tarlin's body and just incinerates it.
No, I'm casting it centered on myself.
Oh.
I'm standing in the middle of it so that I can look up into the moonbeam and basically call out to the Moonweaver and try to get her attention.
There's no picking targets in a moonbeam, right? Like if
Correct.
you're in it, you take it.
That's correct.
All right, roll damage.
I've walked into my own moonbeam in Baldur's Gate way too many times.
Does it hurt?
Two ones. Look at that.
So, as the make me a religion check.
A regular one, right? This has nothing to do with the resonance,
this is
right?
separate.
Okay. That is a 20.
You feel when you call down this moonbeam that the Moonweaver is eminently present and listening. And as the beam strikes down around you, you can almost see that the beam gets dimmer in the center where you're standing.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Do I
that.
know why?
It felt like the Moonweaver was protecting you from yourself.
Okay. So persuasion?
Moonweaver goes, look at this fucking weirdo.
That's an 11.
Okay. Duly noted.
Duly noted. All right.
We
That's
will-
bad news.
We will move on to our next kid.
Oh no.
As the sound of the flapping wings cease, you are faced with the visage of Gundrick Meyer.
Okay.
Sitting in whatever room would be familiar to you, and as he sharpens a dagger and looks at you and says, "What are you requesting now?"
Nothing from you.
Is that so?
That's so.
Why is that?
Because I've outgrown you.
Oh. Really?
Really.
Do you find my form displeasing?
A lot of very complicated emotions play over Kid's face for just a minute before the mask kind of settles back into place. But more than anything else, it looks like resolve. And he considers for a minute and he says, actually, no, I don't. I don't find it displeasing at all. It's a good reminder of what I am not.
Oh, would you prefer to see what you are?
I think I know what I am.
Do you? Because you have sent more to me than all of your friends combined. And his visage just shifts constantly to all the faces of all the people that Kid has killed.
Probably goes on for a minute.
Tell me where I should stop.
You probably shouldn't stop. I'm probably going to send many more people your way.
Yet here you are, wanting someone back.
I mean, haven't we done enough business over the years?
Nice.
Like a fucking punch card? Provide 20 souls, get one back for free?
Welcome to the afterlife. What can I do today?
Give me your finest halfling.
Your finest halfling, yeah.
Make your request.
As you have so eloquently shown me, I have walked a long and dark road to stand here in front of you. And to be honest with you, I I never thought I would stand here in front of you and ask for anything, because I was very content with that being a one-way street. But I want my home back. I want it back. This is the first place that I have ever belonged. This is the first place that all of those things that you and Gundrick and everybody else have asked of me over the years have done something good. Finally, I have waited and hoped that the class would be the organization that saved Amon from the Chroma Conclave 20 years ago, that rescued me from a gutter as a boy, as a child, as an infant. And instead, I got Gundrick fucking Meyer. And I learned all of the things that Gundrick had to teach me, and I learned them very, very well. But the one thing that I could never, ever figure out is what good it did anybody until I met Tarlin. And finally, the badge that I had worn for so many years meant something, and it did some good. And the only reason for that was Tarlin and the other people at the Bright Vagabond. And I want the heart of it back.
Who are you angry with?
I'm angry with myself for opening that door. I'm angry with myself for being tunnel focused on the mission and for only thinking about the next head to decapitate, the next lieutenant to slay. And I never thought of the consequences that that would have. And I'm mad at myself. And I never thought I'd have a friend to lose. And turns out I did. And I want him back.
If you could speak to him now, what would you say?
I would apologize to Joe and tell him that I think for now we need him more.
What kind of check would you like to make?
Well,
Threaten him. Threaten him.
You know, the thing that for an assassin rogue, I am really terrible at intimidate.
Your intimidation is just popping up out of the shadows and stabbing somebody in the heart.
Yeah, there's no intimidating. There's just the stabbing. And
quick, play Cotton Eye Joe.
Well, actually, you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit, because Kid will very softly just sort of hum a tune and just sort of sing a hymn to the Dawn Father and just sort of ask for mercy for his friend.
All right. You can give me that performance check.
That is a 25.
All right. We will come back to this moment. Sliver.
My heart is beating so fast.
I know it is. The flapping of the wings, the feathers spread out from in front of you. And you are back down underneath the city of Amon, staring at the battered and bruised corpse of Tarlin. Dented armor, bloody face. A voice from no source around you. What do you seek here?
I grab Tarlin's body and hold it.
You try to grab the body, it goes through your arms. It looks real, but there's no physicality to it whatsoever.
Who are you? Who's talking to me?
I am the one you have entered my domain. I ask the questions.
Oh, but thanks for answering that one. Oh. You're scaring me. I'm here to ask to let Tarlin decide if he can come back.
Did you think talking to the goddess of death would not be scary?
I knew it would be. I just didn't know I need to step away and go to the bathroom real quick, if that's possible. But
are
anyway.
you pulling my leg?
No, you're scaring the crap out of me, literally. I don't feel well, ma'am.
Perhaps you should go then. Not everyone is up to this kind of a challenge. It's understandable.
Well, are you there? Can I see you? Or do I just talk to the tunnels?
You see whatever it is you brought in here with you.
Uh-huh. Can he choose to come back? Can he have a choice? That's all I'm asking for.
Why? Why should he be granted that choice?
He's one of the few people who deserve it. There aren't many people like him. He's just a good person, and he never tells you what to do. He just shows you by what he does. And he was never happy. Well, I mean, not while I knew him. And ma'am, he deserves to be happy for a little while here before he goes. He needs to see the good things that are here. He's just a ball of sadness, and I know he misses us because we miss him.
What if this is his happiness?
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But really what he deserves is a chance to be normal. He never got that. He was pushed into it, and he kind of dragged his heels all the way, but you saw him. You watched him. You probably can see everything. You saw how he changes people. He sets the example that, piece of crap like me. I didn't even know how to behave until I watched him. And I know he misses Joe. I know he does, but he's got a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, all he wanted to do is be happy in his small, simple life. It's not too much. If he came back, he wouldn't bother anybody. Heck, you could take me in his place. I'm sure I deserve it.
Do you know what you offer?
What do you mean?
You are offering your life for his. Do you know what it is you offer?
You mean I have to serve you? I mean, that doesn't sound too good.
No offense, but fucking gross.
But what I'm saying is, if anybody was going to take the fall there, I'm the worst. I mean, you should have made something happen to take me if it's all preordained. Why the hell?
That was not your fate.
Then that's fucked up. Whoever decides that is just wrong. They don't know what they're doing. You got to at least give him a chance. Just let him have a say.
Are you saying that the gods don't know what they're doing?
Are you saying they do? Because, lady, I know you could do whatever you want to me and make crazy shit happen, come falling out of my nose or out of my dick or whatever, but gods fuck up all the time and go back on what they say all the time. Please don't try to pull the morality card here, because, I mean, I've heard some shit things about you guys, and I know you can do whatever you want, but deciding his fate for him, I don't think that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I have to be the one to talk for him. That's all he's got. Just give him a chance.
If you could talk to him right now, what would you say to him? And the corpse's eyes on the ground open up and look at you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, buddy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, lady?
There's no answer.
Man. I'm sorry about all the times I fucked up. Man, I'm glad the others can't hear me. Whew, this is hard. Man, if I'm the reason you don't come back, probably am. I'm sorry. I miss you. It's only been a day. Your body's so cold and broken. We couldn't stop. Until... Sorry we had to put you in the bag. Should have held you though. So hard to say. I hope you can hear me. You guys, you fixed me. I mean, maybe not. I'm not fixed, but you changed me, and I feel like I'm on the right path. You changed my mind about everything. And I know you were nervous about me, but you still gave me chances, and you forgave me. You didn't yell at me or punish me. And you're funny. I had a brother, big brother. Well, you were it. Him. I know you were sad and hurt, buddy, and you missed him more than anything. And you hated this life. You disagreed with all that we did, but you never backed up, never gave up. So bright sides, if you need to go, take a rest. Just be with him. We understand. Whatever you need is okay. But we might need you too. We really might. Okay, lady. I said what I need to say. Now what?
What kind of a check would you like to make?
Persuasion. $29.
All right. So here's how this works. We have 4 attempts and 4 successes. So that has reduced the DC by 4. I will roll.
I'm gonna throw up.
I rolled a 6. The original DC was 10.
So we hit it exactly.
Exactly.
I don't want you to roll for us anymore, Scott. That was terrible. It's a horrible roll.
So, as you are sitting there underneath the tree with Joe, and you picked up the apple, you carve your initials, you take a bite, and after you take the bite, you look down, and in your hand is a familiar origami crane. And Joe looks at it very strangely, and then he has a look of recognition, and he reaches out and he takes your forearm in his hand, and he says, "This will not be easy." And immediately you hear all of what they said to you in that past moments. You hear them all coming at you. Everything that they just said about Tarlin, or to Tarlin, or however, everything that was said in the presence of the Matron of Ravens is relayed to you in a cacophony of their voices. And the doorway opens up, and you see your own corpse in the church of the Raven Queen, surrounded by your friends who are sitting there obviously in the middle of this ritual.
Tarlin reaches up, takes Joe's hand, gives it a squeeze, nods, and interlaces his fingers with Joe, and starts walking towards the crypt, bringing Joe with. Gets to the doorway, looks down at all of his friends, turns around and says, "I'm not leaving you again." And wraps Joe up in his arms.
Are you sure?
They'll
I
be
will
fine.
wait.
You've waited long enough. I've waited long enough. They'll be fine. They're strong. Life wasn't the same without you. Every day I I wanted to wake up and see you. I wanted my old life back, and I could never have it. And as much as I love the words they said, how heartfelt, how genuine they've all grown. They're not you. All of them together. When you meet your soulmate, I mean, then lose your soulmate? And then get your soulmate back? What are you supposed to do? I mean, look at them. They're crying over my body. And they look so hurt. But I can't go back and take more time away from you. I'll still watch over them. We can listen to Slivers singing. We can watch Ashrina maul my bags of flour. We can watch Garrick dance with his blades like I've never seen. And one day we'll see kids smile. But I'm sorry. And Tarlin reaches out, takes the door handle, and closes it. And down on Tarlin's body, a single tear rolls down his cheek, hits the stone slab next to him. But the breath doesn't return to his lungs, and the color doesn't return to his flesh.
As you shut the door, you look back down at your hand, and it's the partially eaten apple again. As back in the temple, Inamon, Alistair says, I am sorry he would not come. But he did hear your words. I will give you as much time as you need. And he excuses himself and leaves. Ashrina, the origami is in your hand. But it's got a spot on it, like a thumbprint of apple juice.
She's gonna she'll put the origami bird back into her bag, and then she's going to take her full 90 feet of movement and sprint the fuck out of there. And head back to back to the Bright Vagabond. She's not gonna wait for anybody. She's just gonna leave.
Okay.
Well, now we have to kill God.
Ashrina's mom goes, shit. We need to follow her.
Ma'am, there's no way you're catching her.
That was fucking fantastic.
Oh shit.
She says, "Oh, I know, but come with me, please."
I mean, of course.
Do you need us to, or
Yes. And she sounds the most like Ashrina you've ever heard her sound.
Oh, damn, she's gonna take your kidneys, dude.
We're about to get stabbed. It's really scary.
You think I'm scary with a frying pan? I want to kill you.
I will definitely follow Ashrina's mom. But before I do, I will take the clasp pin off of my cloak and I will lay it on Tarlin's body and I will walk away to follow Ashrina's mom.
Okay.
Garrick pushes himself up, turns to Alistair and says, "I'll return later to assist with the ceremony to preserve him, but it sounds like the land of the living needs me right now." And as he walks out, though, he pauses at the door with an exasperated and almost like angry motion. He tears the cloak of displacement from his back, throws it on the ground, and walks out.
And I am going to kneel down again. Rub my hand across his face. See you later, brother. And pick up Dan's cloak and shove it under my arm and follow. I mean, not Dan's, Garrick's cloak.
Who?
Okay.
My immersion.
Immersional damage.
Dan must live in that Mexico place over by Shore House.
Okay.
Yeah. So hold on, I'm fixing the fourth wall. Yeah.
My bad.
We got it back.
Esquire follows Sliver out and is making sure everybody is heading in the same direction and not taking off. So you obviously beat everyone back to the Bright Vagabond.
She's gonna sprint over to Tarlin's tree where Joe's buried. And she's gonna sit where Joe is. She's just gonna kind of like thump her fist onto the ground. This is your fault. This is your fault he won't come back. And I'm so happy for you both. But I also really fucking hate you. He better be there with you. He better be there with you, or I'm gonna kick your butt, I'm gonna kick his butt, I'm gonna kick Dawnfather's butt. This is fucking bullshit. And it's not fair. It's not fair. I know I said that I understood, but I don't. I don't. I don't understand. And it's your fault. And I know I never got to meet you, and I've only heard good things about you, but I don't fucking like you, dude. It's hard to share him with you. Everyone thinks we're fucking married. That's not fair. And now I have to dig this stupid hole next to your stupid hole and bury you two together under this stupid tree that doesn't even sprout apples. It's not fair. You guys better hang out with us all the time. And you better be there when Sliver sings his stupid song at that stupid tavern next week. Or else he's going to be really upset. You guys better be there. We better feel your stupid spirits. And you better be in those chairs. And we better be able to hear a little ghost clapping from wherever you are.
What the fuck is that?
If I don't hear clapping, I'm coming up there and killing God.
It's not. This isn't how it was supposed to work.
Right about that point, your mom comes into the backyard of the Bright Vagabond. It's followed by Garrick and Kid, and eventually Sliver and Esquire. And you see your mom kind of trembling a little bit. And she opens her bag. And she pulls out a box. And she says, "He told me I had to open this if pass."
She had this planned?
And
You are in a dangerous line of work.
she opens the box and she looks in and she pulls out an envelope. It's got my name on it.
It's got your name on it?
Yeah. Should
Say
I
it.
open it?
I think you kind of have to.
And she opens it and her hands are kind of shaking and she starts reading a letter.
Scott, I'll read this one as Tarlin.
Throw up.
Hello, my friends. If you're reading this, it means that my feeling was correct, and I did not make it back this time. It also means that you tried to bring me back, and I did not return. I wanted to ensure my affairs were in order this time in case the world-ending apocalypse we were rushing towards was my last hurrah. Knowing me, I died either protecting one of you or I tripped and fell down a hole. Regardless, in the manner of my death, I hope you all remember me fondly. I've written you each personal letters that I hope you keep with you and read when you need them the most. Know that I am not returning to this plane. That's my choice, and I'm finally returned to the side of my beloved. I am at peace. Lisbeth, inside the envelope for you is the deed for the Bright Vagabond. I can think of no one who is more deserving, no one that will show her more love and care. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Please ensure that my magical holy symbol, armor, and half of my coin are given to the Church of the Dawnfather. I would ask that my and Joe's bodies be transported to Whitestone to be buried together near my family, wrapped in Joe's cloak for all eternity. It has truly been a blessing to serve both the Dawnfather and the Moonweaver at your side. Tarlin Hillspark, cleric of the Dawnfather, chosen of the Moonweaver, former proprietor of the Bright Vagabond, husband, friend, clasp agent.
You each have an envelope.
You son of a bitch.
Love you guys. And you need to read them.
But
out
you
loud.
don't love us enough. Okay, bring it on.
I'm going to keep that holy symbol. I'm going to march over to the other side, and I am going to hand it to the Dawnfather fist first.
Oh,
Oh, my letter's first. Oh, good.
Well, I just dumped them on
Oh,
everybody.
okay.
So whoever
All right.
wants to go first, you go.
There is an order. So Sliver is first.
okay. Okay. Oh, mine. Okay, guys. I hope you guys did your best over there, because I was tough. I was yelling at him to come back, and fucking idiot didn't listen to me, god damn it. Fuck him. Here's a letter. He sent this letter to me. Hi, Sliver. You aren't going to be taking my death well. All I can ask is that you remember that not everyone who's bad deserves death, and not everyone who is good deserves life. Blah, blah, blah. No situation is ever so simple. Trust your heart sometimes, trust your brain the others. You have good in you. You are more than what the clasp has made you into. I'd like you to have my gem of brightness and drift globes to remind... Hey, one of those is mine. To remind you that there's always light and always truck balls, no matter how dark. What does that mean?
He gave you his truck.
Truck nut. Well, he's okay. Keep singing your songs, Sarsaparilla, Silver Tongue, and bring the light of the Dawn Father with you. With love, Mr. Brightsides.
Second is Kid.
All right. So, all right, Kid will start reading out loud. I'll let you know if Kid himself will trail off, but I will finish reading the letter out loud so everyone can hear what it is. But Kid might not read the whole thing out loud. Kid, you have more layers than a moist apple cake on a spring day. And much like a moist apple cake on a spring day, you never cease to put a smile on my face. I know you to be a good person, and I wish you knew it too. It's my hope that my faith in you helps you find the goodness within. I'd like for you to have my lantern of revealing to help open your eyes to the things that you have trouble seeing, both without and especially within. And at this point, he kind of trails off a little bit and just sort of sighs and folds the letter up and puts it very, very carefully inside his pocket. And the rest of the letter reads...
Oh, no. You don't have to read it. If Kid doesn't read it,
okay,
it may come up later.
Okay.
I have them saved. Next is Ashrina.
Did I have a top? Okay. Sorry, I was scrolled too far out. Dearest Ashrina, your letter is the hardest of them all to write. You truly were my best and closest friend after Joe's passing. I do not think that my faith alone would have kept me going, but you have a tenacious optimism that betrays your persona. In your own way, you saved me as often as I saved you. I cannot ask you not to grieve. Grief is a natural part of life. I hope knowing that I am at peace brings you solace. I've given half of my gold to my church. I want the other half to go to the ones you. I look forward to what wonders you work with that card of yours. Your best friend, Tarlin.
And lastly, Garrett.
Fuck, he put it in writing. She's got proof now.
I do.
Legal.
Just going in her inventory, deed to cart 1.
Shrina has a trip to Gnome Depot planned.
Yes.
to build a battering ram to knock down the gate to go kill God.
Yeah. Hey, Simon, I have stopped working on that fishing pole.
Yeah.
I got a whole nother
Bigger
We got
idea.
a whole other thing. Yeah. Yeah. We need a sword that kills God.
Garrick is looking over the letter and he takes a couple deep breaths. He finally reads. Salutations, Garrick. Everyone else will be grieving and fighting my loss. Well, you may grieve. You, better than anyone, understand that death is a natural part of life. For you all have pleaded to your patron to return me to life from beyond the veil, and you may very well succeed in convincing her. But I have unfortunate news that I think you may already suspect. I do not wish to come back. My happiness was ripped from me the night Joe was murdered. Murdered because he gambled with the wrong people, all to buy me the Bright Vagabond. He died because he wanted me to be happy. I lived because I wanted him to be happy. Now we can be together again. I hope you can understand my decision and you can help the others come to see it as well. I am at peace with this. Please take the diamonds to use in future spell casting, as well as my assortments of scrolls and potions, as I am sure they will be needed. Lastly, I want you to have my sentinel shield. You're going to have to watch over them and be their moral compass when they need it most. Remain vigilant. In faith, Brother Tarlin. I look over to Shrina and I hold out my hand, gesturing to the origami bird she has. And I ask her, can I have that? Trust me, nothing untoward is going to happen.
Trina gingerly hands it over. I do want that back.
Oh, do you? Then perhaps
What
I
are
should.
you planning on doing with it?
I look over at the tree. Every bird needs a nesting space.
You think it'll last? It's made out of paper.
I have a feeling something more powerful than us might be watching over it.
Hand him the origami bird.
And I will find a good place in the tree to set it.
As you do, deep in the bark, you never noticed this before, but deep in the bark, you see a carving from long ago of initials. Of Charlin and Joe. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Well, I'm going to go schedule an appointment with a therapist.
I think
I'm sorry, but it took me all week to write those. I had to keep stopping.
understood.
I'm gonna go get an axe. I'm gonna chop down this tree, and I'm gonna go kill God.
God.
Those are the handful of plans that Shrina's already got. She's gonna go to Home Depot, get something painted on the side of her new cart, and then she's gonna go see Simon about a god-killing weapon.
Perfect. We're like this. We're like this.
We're gonna put our gold together. We're gonna get a planner, like a planner shift spell.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
and
hand
then
that
a god-killing
holy symbol to
weapon.
the Dawnfather personally.
Yeah.
Turn that
Won't be
son
diamonds we're
sideways.
It won't be diamonds we're shoving up their butts.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll talk about this a bunch offline, but for our audience to know, this was a either or situation. Justin had full agency to bring Tarlin back or not, based on how tonight went, and his feelings about his character, which always is the case with a raised dead spell, that the person has to want to come back, and so we had both scenarios kind of in line, ready to go for tonight, not knowing how it was going to play out. I cannot thank you players enough for this. This was just amazing, and everybody gave it their all. And my God, you
everybody except for one of us.
Sorry.
Oh, shut your
time,
Jack.
But I love you all. I love you all. Just so cool to be able to go a place like this while playing a game with people.
And to be so invested in a fictional character.
Yeah, a character that didn't exist 6 months ago, and just loved that we're doing this together. All right,
Justin,
everybody.
you can go kick rocks.
Well, you know what? Maybe I will.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
His next character is a monk. Got it.
No, actually, kicking rocks lines
am I
up
wrong?
pretty well.
Kicking rocks actually lines up. It's pretty funny. But that character will be revealed next week as the group decides whether they are going to take the bodies to Whitestone as Tarlin requested, but not before Sliver's big show.
Oh, big shoe.
All right,
Your
everybody.
really big shoe is just going to be like a funeral dirge.
Every song's gonna be "I hate my life" and everyone in it.
No, wait, we're 16, right? He's 16, so this is like angry emo punk. This is like, fuck the Dawnfather!
So because of the emotional damage we've suffered this round, we level up, right?
Nope, no level.
Well, that's horseshit.
That is horseshit.
I want a refund.
I agree that that's horseshit, but it does not time out that you're leveling right now.
I mean, I leveled up 8 times.
You know what? Let's kill your next character too.
We're going to need all the levels we can get, because there are some mighty big names on our list.
That is true. All right, everybody.
We did threaten 3 gods.
You did.
We love you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, y'all.